We're live on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you can see the Christmas tree all decorated. Ginger Sanders decorates our tree every year and does a hell of a good job, I'll tell you that. Man, that thing is snazzy. Here, I'll turn the camera around so the other folks can see it. There's the tree. Thank you to Ginger for making our tree beautiful. And also, that tree is donated by one of our sponsors, the Fort Worth Optimist Club of Fort Worth. Jeff Norman and those fellas over there and ladies, thank y'all for helping out. Fort Worth Memories, good morning. Yep, tree looks good. Ginger always works wonders with it. Nancy is in. George, Delinda. So we're 48 hours away from the giveaway. And let me add the biggest giveaway I've ever had, and that's the 38th year. So it took our whole community together to make this happen, and that's what we need to try to remember is unity. This giveaway is for all kids in Tarrant County. So gather them youngsters up and get down there to Farrington Field Saturday morning. At this time Saturday morning we'll be open. So we're less than 48 hours away. It's not too late to help. We're still going to be buying stuff tomorrow. I'll still take stuff till tomorrow. So you can come by and make a donation. You can make a donation online. You can go buy stuff and bring it. But just get it over here. We got a great bunch of folks that help every year. And so I'm looking forward to this the 38th year. It was originally just, I don't even know if it had a name back in the 80s and 90s. Back then they used to call it Larry's Giveaway. Then it was Fort Worth Memories Toy and Bike Drive. And then this year it has evolved to Larry's Kids, a 501c3 nonprofit. So I want to thank everybody on the board. I want to do a special thanks to Lindsay McGuire. This lady is our comptroller. She goes above and beyond, and she's like the rest of us. Nobody's getting a quarter out of it. The only people that get anything out of this deal is the kids. Okay? We give 100% of the money to the kids. Bikes, toys. So, of course, Kyle has always helped me for the last, 5 years or so. Some of y'all have been with me on this. I had a gentleman came by yesterday and brought a bike and a helmet. And he said, I helped you in 1999. And we talked about what was that, Y2K or whatever that was. Everybody was worried about, because this was December of 1999. And so in just a few days it was going to be 2000. Everybody thought everything was going to, my mother even said, I think I need to take my money out of the bank. It's all going to disappear. I said, Mother, there ain't nothing going to disappear. And I don't think we had any problems at all, but I'd forgotten that. And that Stan, the guy that came by yesterday, he said, yeah, and then I moved away. He's been in Florida since 2000. He said, I left Fort Worth in 2000. His job moved him down there. And he said, and I retired down there, and then he said, me and my wife just stayed down there. We bought our house. His wife passed away last year, and he said, I moved back up here. I still had a rent house. And he said their lease was up, and I moved in, and he said, so I want to get back in the saddle. Let me see what that weather's deal. It doesn't matter what the weather is. I don't even really want to look at it because the event is going to happen. They're still saying 60% chance of rain Saturday. And it just so happens they want to have it, what's 40%? In the afternoon, it's going to be 0. It doesn't matter. We're not postponing it. We're not doing anything. Wear your rain gear. And parents, get them kiddos bundled up. Let's get down there and get some stuff for them. That's what this thing is about. So anyway, back to Stan. He said, and then a number of years ago, I found you on Facebook, Fort Worth Memories. And he said, so last year, he said, I was still in Florida, closing out his house and all of that. And he said, and then he moved up here. We talked for about an hour. Thank you. Yeah, our group page is it's made up of y'all. I always tell people, life is just a collection of memories. Some of them good, some of them not so good. But that's when you live the moment. Like this moment right now, I'm talking to y'all. In a second, it'll be a memory. So life to me is just a collection of memories. I've got a lot of good memories, not so many when I was younger. When I was a kid, I really wasn't ever a kid, but it is what it is. You're dealt the hand you're dealt with. You got to play it. And eventually I got out of the lifestyle that I did at one time. So, yeah, we're just a bunch of good people that are loving and caring. And let me tell you, if we don't all start working together, you think it's bad now, you think the landscape of the world, America, whatever, you got a guy here yesterday, or whatever day that was, that kid that shot, or I call him a kid, young man, that shot that CEO. This guy came from a multi-millionaire family. I mean, we ain't doing something right. And I think what needs to be done is we need to just all start getting back to the basics. You know, when I was growing up, it didn't matter where you was from. You had pride in our country. We'd stand up and fight for it. We know dang good and well we'd fight for our sides. West side, north side, east side, or west side. I come out of the Richland Hills area, and our group, we fought them north siders, the east siders. That was the deal on Friday night. You go to the Clover or Lone Stars. Man, but we had a lot of pride in what we did, our schools and stuff, and that's missing today to me, and that's sad also. So I want to tell you all a little story about one of our members and a good friend of mine, I'm glad to be able to say. Richard Carr and his wife Pat, they contributed heavily to Larry's Kids giveaway, and they've been contributing and helping folks out for years. So Richard every year gives out 10 $1,000 checks to folks that need it, and this year he allowed me to select 2 of those people. Good morning. So I started looking and asking around people, somebody that really needs some help. And so when James Novak and Belle Haddad came over with Cops for Kids, I I asked them after they got through unloading the trailer with 50 bikes that they bring every year to my giveaway. And I said, do y'all deal with people in need all the time, police officers? And I said, I need 2 families that really need some help. And they immediately told me about a young man named Apollo, who's no longer with us. He was 12 years old. He had left a mentoring, a church, a mentoring deal that Fort Worth Police Department is involved with. Got on his bike, going home. A car hit and ran and killed him. And that family is devastated. There's siblings. So I asked Richard, I said, you think that one qualifies? He said more than qualifies. So yesterday evening, Richard gave that family and another family that also another NPO officer had told us about, James Salinas, of another family that was basically living out of a tent. And so that's what it's about to me. You know, we always bicker and argue and try to find things to fight about. When you come down to it, we're better together than we are apart. When we're apart, you get other places, people that don't have good intentions that want to do harm to Americans because they don't like our lifestyle. So just my thoughts is this bike drive that I've had, this is the 38th year. We don't ask you if you're a Democrat or Republican, if you love the U.S. or if you love Texas. Just bring your kids over and get a bike and some toys and a helmet. Because that's all life's about. If we can't start helping each other, we might as well fold up the tent and go home. We got drones flying all over the place. I don't know who's responsible. I don't know if our current administration, but it scares the hell out of me to think that they're either gathering information or they're doing something. I do happen to have one of my children on the East Coast. So I just think that we all ought to start working together. So bottom line, whether you got kids or not, come to this event Saturday, rain, sleet, shine, or snow, and help us spread some love and cheer to families that it's not going to happen if people like us don't do it. It's just not going to happen. So we're supposed to have all 3 of our last mayors, Mr. Mike Moncrief, Miss Betsy Price, and of course Maddie Parker. You know, I've had a lot of people tell me in the last few days that our current leaders here are getting us in the wrong direction. We need to keep one thing in mind. To me, you have to be the mayor, the governor, the president for all people, not just people that have money or people don't have money. So my thoughts are we need to start helping each other instead of trying to fight with each other. Okay, so we're going to have several police officers there. Regardless, people, I really get upset when people start bashing our first responders. They're the people that keep us safe. Have they made mistakes? Sure. Have you made mistakes? Police officers are under a microscope 24/7. People are just trying to find something to complain about. Hell, I've got people that I know that follow. They go around looking for where there's a police got somebody pulled over. They want to get involved. They want to interfere with it. You know, you ain't got nothing better to do in life than that. So help us out on this 38th year. You can go buy toys. All we need is toys right now. That's where our main concern is toys. or balls, soccer balls, basketballs, footballs. You can buy those balls at 5 and below or 5 and under, whatever that store is, $5 a piece. Ollie's has got great stuff. Get stuff for girls and boys. But we got plenty of bikes, believe me. It'll be the biggest year I've ever had. Won't be double, but it'll be close. Biggest year I had going into this year was 840. And I know we're going to have 13 or 1400. We've already got over 1200. We got a 3,200 square foot warehouse full. We've got two 30-foot enclosed trailers full. The museum is full. So we're counting down the hours. We've got a bunch of good people that help do this. It's really a fun event, but it's sad. It's sad that we all think that everybody's got a little something to eat in the refrigerator and gas in your car and all of that, and that's just not the case. Kids do not get to choose who their parents are. And we've had a lot of reasons that people lose their jobs. COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs that maybe have not gone back to work. The economy is, I don't know, current administration is telling us how good it is. I went to the store again last night because we got a bunch of grandkids coming over. $200 or $300 doesn't go. That's one basket. I mean, it's, and so I started looking, like on chips and stuff. These manufacturers have downsized the size of the bags. They say, "Oh, we're still the same price." Yeah, for a bag that's 1/3 less than what it used to be. I guess they think we're idiots. So, regardless of who you're for, which administration, we need to start getting behind the current administration, the one that's still going on. I pray for our president every day. That was a hard-fought deal. It was very unusual. I didn't realize until a few days ago. Everybody kept telling me, well, that Kamala Harris never went through the primary. Well, I found out the reason why. She's the only one that could have gotten all that money that had been raised for Joe Biden. So they would have had, if they would have got John James or whoever, they would have had to start over from scratch. So that's one of the reasons, I guess, that she got the nod. Anyway, we're not going to do politics. We're doing kids. Larry's kids. I need all of y'all to help us out. We got a lot of new corporate sponsors in. Sid Richardson Foundation, thank you so much. A lot of different businesses are now corporate sponsors. A lot of our restaurants, car dealerships, Matt Johnson. It's real estate folks, Colin Lassiter, Eric Walsh, of course Kyle. I'll tell you this, it can't happen without Kyle. I don't know how I did it for the 33 years before he jumped on board. But there's so many good people. Lance Bird, Wes Williams, Therace Moncrief, Manny Ramirez. It's just all about people helping people. That's all it is. So, we're less than 48 hours away. If it's raining, sleeting, snowing, it's going to happen. We can't reschedule it. It's going to be a huge traffic jam over there. It's at Farrington Field on the east side of the stadium. But just like Kyle was telling me the other day, he said, don't worry about the traffic. That's a 10,000 square foot stadium, or it holds 5 or 10,000, and people seem to get there to do games. So, and he's right. So Anyway, come early. We're going to try to open. I'm going to try to open as close to 6 a.m. as I can, depending also on the weather. If it's raining real hard at 6, I might wait 30 minutes, but it's going to happen regardless. I don't know how long it's going to take us, but I hope we're praying for clean weather. Let it start raining at noon. So I'll be here today till 2. Tomorrow's going to be, we're going to be loading stuff out of the museum, going to the event. We'll have Fort Worth Police presence over there. And so everything should go good. If you see Richard or Pat Carr, shake their hands. Those folks are special. Okay, I don't know what else. We need to read our sponsors. Okay, here we go. We need a veterinarian. I was just talking about that. This is Larry.
Hey, Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What was I going to say? Oh, we've been talking here for 20 or 30 minutes. Scott, how's he going to contribute to our deal? He's going to take photos, live stream it, whatever we can get done. So this is a community event. Also, yesterday, I can't show you our Christmas ornaments because they're on our tree. Scott makes these ornaments every year for people's Christmas tree, and this year's 2024 Fort Worth Memories Christmas ornament is a replica of Fort Worth Memories subway car, like Tandy and the Leonard subway car. So the last day to order before Christmas is Saturday, right, Scott?
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday the 14th. So get your orders in. They're $10 a piece, or if you buy 2 or more, they're $9 a piece. So anyway, I was fixing to read the sponsors, and I'll do it right now. I'm getting a little better hang of how you do this deal.
I added that worldwide graphic you asked for.
Yeah, because we are worldwide. I did hear from our one of the families in Israel. They're more scared now than they were before. And I said, why? And they said they think this change of the leader, the presidency over here, there might be a period there of transition that the new regime is going to let down their guard. And I said, that ain't going to happen. The new regime is going to get that thing kind of done, or he says he is. How come I can't find these? Oh, there we are. Okay. Casey Crawl Insurance. There are Medicare and Medicaid folks. We got a lot of different groups coming to the giveaway. Clay Winstead Paint and Body. Techstar Pools. They rebuild your pool or build you a new one or whatever it needs done. The outside perimeter. Jerry Schwartz and Hanson Architects. Rex Benson's Bar, that's going to open real soon. Rex's Bar and Grill is in the old Macaroni Grill. So when you pull in that parking lot of Old South, he owns both those restaurants. Raines Plumbing, a family-owned business. They're plumbers. They're a sponsor of our group. Charlie Guerin, Railhead Barbecue. Charlie's real active in, everything we do here. And the community. Passport Getaways. If you need to book a trip or a cruise or whatever, that's the folks to use. The Optimist Club of Fort Worth, that Christmas tree I just showed you, they give us a tree every year. So we want to thank them. They don't have, Jeff Norman was over here when he brought the tree and said they ought to be done by Saturday. They started off with 750 trees, and the first part of Monday, he only had 200 left. There's Old South Pancake House. The one on University is open 24/7. The one in Burleson closes at like 9 or 10. K Ranch Roofing is our roofing sponsor and has been now 3 years in a row. Jenny Stewart is our State Farm Insurance sponsor. She's got a large insurance agency. So all I ask you, I'm not saying you got to switch, but when you get ready, if you're going to change or you're thinking about changing your insurance or any of this stuff, give our sponsors at least the opportunity to give you a bid. David Hart with Hart Painting, he and his wife Sherry are very active in all community events. He's been our paint contractor sponsor for 5, 6, 7 years. Cross Electric, another family-owned business right here in Fort Worth. So if you need a electrician, that's the folks to call. Fort Worth Lumber, Emily and those folks have been members of my giveaway, big sponsors. Also, they're sponsors on the group page. We need a sign company. We did have one, Fort Worth High Tech Sign. He did not renew. I don't know the reason why. Express Dent. If you got door dings, hail damage, any of that stuff. Dick Regester is the original owner and still owner. He lives in Florida now, and Eric is the operating owner. Okay. Dickie Carr Sand and Gravel. That's Pat and Richard Carr. Again, I'm going to tell you the story for those that are just joining. Every year, Richard gives away 10 $1,000 checks to needy families, and he lets me select 2 of them. So I was having trouble finding somebody that I could verify really needed some help. Of course, we all need help, but when Bell Haddad and James Novak, who run Cops for Kids, they're police officers, came over on Monday or Tuesday and brought their 50 bikes they always give. I asked them if they knew of any families, and he told me about a young man who was killed last month, 12 years old. His name was Apollo. He was leaving a church that the Fort Worth Police have a mentoring program in. He got on his bicycle to ride home, and a car ran over him, killed him, and the driver fled. They got the driver. So I said, that family's perfect. Yesterday at 6 o'clock, Richard got that $1,000 check to him. And then they also knew of another family, James Salinas, another NPO officer, told us a horror story about another family, and Richard gave them $1,000. So Richard Carr, thumbs up, brother, and Pat. They help out all the time. Here's Richard's nephew, Grateful for Your Trees. He's our tree sponsor. In other words, you need a tree cut down or ground down the stump or any of that stuff. Grateful for Your Trees. You can find these sponsors on YouTube at Fort Worth Memories or FortWorthMemories.com. Scott, have we added Grateful for Your Trees to our Facebook, to our website? Hello. I guess Scott's no longer with us. It says he is, but I can't hear him. Coburn's Catering, Steve Coburn. They're still over there on North Main. They just don't have the restaurant anymore. Bert Ladner, Real Estate. Wes Williams is connected to them. Eric Walsh just signed up yesterday also. He's our new real estate sponsor. A-Bird, AC, and Heating. That's Dub Peacock. So with winter coming, you need to get that unit checked to see if it's good. If it's good, they let you go. That's all. So we're less than 48 hours from the giveaway. We need all hands on deck. If it's, don't even look at the weather. If it's raining, you need to still come because the kids are coming. So hopefully we'll get it done and the rain won't affect us. But it's rained on us before, and we keep going. There's no way to reschedule it. Everything's set for Saturday morning. This time Saturday morning, less than 48 hours, we'll be hot and heavy into giving away bikes, toys, and helmets. Everybody that has contributed, we love you so much. For the folks that haven't, and just pray for us. I understand, people, it's tough. I thoroughly get it. Luckily, we live in the greatest city on the planet, and we've got a bunch of good people that have a loving heart. Our kids, I'll leave you with this, our kids are not old enough to learn how to hate yet. So what we do might help a little bit. Like I say, I had a gentleman come in yesterday, brought a bike and a helmet, and he had been involved. They lived here in 99, and I didn't remember. Well, I probably didn't meet him in 99 when he came. I was downtown next to the Firestone. And he said, yeah, don't you remember? We were sitting there talking about Y2K. You know, everybody thought the banks were going to be, you'd lose your information. I said, yeah, I do remember talking about that. So his wife and him were living in Florida. He lost his wife, and last year he got his house taken care of and moved back here. And so he's going to start coming around more often. He's going to be at the event on Saturday. So just dress warm, bring your rain gear. And Sherry Holt bought how many dozens? She brought 60 beef tamales and 60 pork tamales. Tamales is kind of the theme this year for food if you're bringing it. Or you can bring kolaches and donuts and stuff like that. Whatever you fancy. We'll have plenty of police presence there. We'll have all three of our last mayors are going to be there. I hope the weather doesn't deter them. Maddie, Betsy, and Mike Moncrief. And it's truly a community event. We've got now, since we formed the nonprofit, I was skeptical of that to start with. I don't mind saying it. And then I was really skeptical when it got started. It didn't seem like we could get anything accomplished. And I probably leaned on some of our board members that maybe I shouldn't have been that, but y'all know me. I don't try to sugarcoat anything. If I don't think something's going right, I tell you. And I didn't think it was going right. I almost said to hell with this thing. But it came together, and we've done a marvelous job. And like I say, when you've got organizations like the Sid Richardson Foundation and other big organizations kicking in, then you know you're on the winning team. So it's all about the kids. I just had a lady message me before I got here and said, well, we live in Euless. I said, yeah, come on. If you're in Tarrant County, get your kids gathered up and come down and get something. We don't check any information. We don't ask you to fill out one thing. We don't even ask your name. A thank you might be nice if you see one of us. All of these volunteers, it's strictly volunteer. All of our board members, not a person gets a penny. We give back 100% to the kids. And that's why it's always going to be, as long as I'm breathing air. So this is the 38th year for me. And we're going to get real close. Going into this year, I'd given away 18,430, and that's an accurate count. If we hit 1,400, we're going to get real close to giving away 20,000 bikes. But next year, we will exceed 20,000 since it got started. That's a lot of bikes, and I hope it's helped children realize that there's some good days too. We all have bad days with the economy and stuff. It's almost unbelievable how you can, like I say, if the price hadn't gone up, they've downsized the size of the product. I had to buy some chips they're going to have a picnic or something at my spread Sunday, and the nanny said, get plenty of chips. Yeah, them bags are still $3.99 or $4.99, but it's not the same size as it used to be. It's littler. I guess they think we're all stupid. We're fortunate that our Dr. B is in the incoming administration. He's already been to Mar-a-Lago and met with RFK Jr. One thing that they both agree on, neither one of them believe in those vaccines or the masks. So Dr. B is in there. Of course, Brooke Rollins is our new Secretary of Agriculture. She offices 50 feet from me. Y'all hear me talking about her a lot. She was at last year's giveaway. Pete Hegseth has been right here at this museum 3 different occasions. I listened to some of his questions for his approval or whatever that's called. So yeah, we're going to be, and of course the president. So we're going to get the inside story, I hope. Okay, I'm going to go. I got to start. Yesterday, Sandy Flowers came down and separated all the toys, the balls, all of that, and she's got the bags marked. So tomorrow evening, Jeff Petrie, if you're listening, I need to talk to Jeff. I need to talk to Sam. I need to talk to Bill. Because we're going to have to get this part of the inventory to the giveaway. And then All Saints Kids, Eric Walsh is going to kind of head that thing up, and Kyle's hunting, but he'll be back tomorrow. They're going to be responsible for getting, I don't know how many loads it's going to take to do the bikes. When you move 1,400 bikes, it's not no little task. So we're getting close. This year's theme, like every year's, is thumbs up. We love the kids. It's all about the kids. But we are kids. We're just older kids. Love all of you. See you later. Okay.